Oh, grr. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Guys, I fucking hate it when that happens. Shrew, cheers, my man. I unmuted the wrong. Oh, my tit. So, guys, we've had a great ebb and flow with the last couple of game weeks. I've really enjoyed the ability to like detach myself from the midweeks. You know, I really feel that like at the weekend, I do want to be like proper lasered in focus. That's my main thing coming into the stream tonight. Is the weekend is where it gets serious. Is where it's thinking caps on. We're trying to nail those combos, pick those captains, dodge those DNPs. We're looking to do all that across the spectrum. I've already picked some amazing teams. I've redrafted a few times. Can't remember exactly where I am in the redraft, and I've just hit refresh on SoRare data. I am jamming my way into some more prizes. Have you seen my last couple of tier 3s and whatever I've pulled? I've had really good luck with them. It's super rares as well. So another super rare might be in the bag, we'll soon see. Along with some other stuff as well. But I've got DNPs all over the place, guys coming off the bench and not even pulling decisives. I've got car crashes all over the place, and somehow we're coming away with some rewards, some trophies. I've gave all these fist bumps up until the point where I've seen Shrew, my man, pointing out along with XMK and the rest of the guys. Stop, read us. Now I'm catching up with you guys. Okay, cool, magic. So it's going to be good fun, guys. Let's see where we're at. These are the rewards we're sitting on. Under 23 Division 2, guys. I will do the record that I've got thus far in D2. It must be like definitely like 8 or 9 entries, and this must be prize number like 5 or 6, you know, at least. So really good ratio, really good turnover. Most of them have been sold, some of them have been retained, you know. Brooks Lennon's not a bad one to keep, you know. Goes pretty well with the old Barco and Joseph and everything else around. So anyway, pulling another one, brilliant. I'll take the lottery on it. I've got Annie Baba, who's on the cheap. I had another guy, Calvin Harris, so that's, you know, so I've had, you know, for like 5 prizes or something like getting 2 good ones and 3 like typical tier 3 cards. I think it's not too bad of a ratio. But we're also pulling up a prize in All-Star D3. I think that's a tier 1 rare, and we're getting a tier 3 rare out of America D4. Yeah. So a tier 1 rare out of Global, as you know, is always a card I'll be excited to see what it is. It really could be anything. We'll have a wee glance at the top of the prize pool. Being 26 in D3, I think you're probably towards the mid to the bottom of the prize pool, personally. So, cause I'm just thinking, yeah, beyond this, like, rares don't really get dished out too much, but surely winning D4 would supersede finishing like 26th in D3, that kind of thing. But this is a D2 team that was actually, didn't have a DNP, didn't actually have any real problems, other than Key come off the bench for 15 minutes and Medina just played shit and Joseph didn't get decisive. 50 points off of something, so it could have been a double in Division 2 this game week, very, very nearly. And, you know, considering how low all these scores I've got are, you know, to think, you know, 98 points off of the podium itself, not too far away. And again, it's the same thing. Every time I come to my first team, it's the same song, it's the same, we're almost there. We're just waiting for a wee bit of form to come in, a wee bit of decisives to click in, whatever. This is the card that's picking us up the tier 1. Really well assembled, the global team, I thought, last week when we put it together. And yeah, bring them from far and wide. I said that when I shared this team with, I think it was John. You know, this is what the global teams are all about for me. Get the goalkeeper from here, get the guy from there, fill in with some stuff in the middle that you know is solid, and you know, that was a good team. And 18 points off of a star rare. And again, both my super rares, you know, Wanyama's got a good result there, 65. And that is with a decisive of 35. I've been saying it for weeks, guys. Wanyama has a big score in him off of all-round score. It just has to stop getting booked. And if Montreal don't concede any goals, then you'll probably do alright with him. And he's starting to show that form now. He's kind of clicking in. Oh, he scored a penalty in the last game, but nonetheless, he's really solidifying his status at the club, let's say. Whereas Grandsir is on a run of like 40s, and I've watched the matches. He looks good, and it is just like the possession loss shit, man. It just kills him because he is whipping balls in. But he does play really well, and attempted assist, look at that, 4 points, accurate passes, accurate final third passes, you know. So it's just a lot of the positives he's getting are getting negated by that, which is just an absolute kick in the stones. But hey ho, is what it is. If he gets a goal, then all that changes, obviously. And if he gets into the box maybe a wee bit more, maybe get another shot, goals conceded has went against him as well, of course. So, Grandsier's a wee bit annoying now. I don't really know what to think of him quite yet. Mensah's been really good this season, in the most part, whether I've played him or not. This thing blew up big time. It just couldn't have went any weirder. Possible Mancini for 25. Yari for Sharon scoring tonight off the bench. And then, car crash there. All these guys got on the pitch and they picked up something. They all did okay, I suppose. Fair play to them all. And then this was the team that we're picking up a super rare from, right? So it is club legend, cult hero to SoRare managers across the country, Anatoly the Wall Trubin, has stepped up at Division 2 level. Now what I've just done is I've clicked on Trubin's card. If you don't know that you can do this on SoRare data, you can check his rewards. I've not really thought about this until this moment in time, right? But let's have a look, right? This is what this merit has won me. This Trubin has won me thus far, and bearing in mind his only eligibility has been midweeks and stuff. This guy's a little cult hero. He contributed towards the Joe David win when I came first, when I won under 23 D4. Yeah, he was in the team that did that. I won a Lucime that was sold for good money, Merit that was sold for good money, and a wee bit of Eve. So he's a little bit of a cult figure at the club already as it is. He's had better scores that we also weren't able to capitalise on. Now got him up to level 14. I've had him for ages, which is cool. And he has stepped up in Division 2, and he's going to be adding a super rare reward to his trophy cabinet basically at the club. So I'm absolutely buzzing for him. He's brought home an 83 pointer in the Principality, 1-0 victory for Shakhtar. Kessler okay, Barco captain on fire, love it. Cabral random DNP, what the fuck, and Efra off the bench. I did say I can't remember who it was I was talking to, but I did say that I thought Efra was probably the most I think it might have been Hendo. Was the most risky for rotation this game week, but then the whole Legit thing totally threw me out of whack. But Legit played the match, so we learned some things, and it's one of those ones. But we're still, look at that guy's 8 points off of a tier 2. This was, I could, because Trubin's are rare. There's no other forward I had this game week that could have done under 23s. If you look through who else I had, Freddy Vargas, right? I'm never going to put him in there. I suppose I could have. He'd have got me 30 more points than Cabral, but Cabral I had no reason to doubt he would DNP not be in the squad, so can't really honestly feel bad about my decision making on that, because that's just hey ho, so it is what it is. Got to roll with the punches and all that. Efra could have been swapped around with Acevedo, who did start the match, you could maybe say, but they scored equally kind of ish, so not too bored about that. So anyway, it is what it is. We're finishing with a tier 3 super rare from that, which is amazing. A DNP and a guy off the bench, which is incredible. And under 23 D3, 110 points off of something with a DNP super rare, and kind of everyone else did kind of cack. So yeah, not much of a game week as you kind of scroll through it. We just had in America, everyone played and hit kinda green except for Kinda. Under 23 D2 we've just seen, of course, you don't need reminding about that. And All-Star D3, Captain Furuhashi, Victor Wanyama, Legends, Mensah, Odysseus, and Grand Seer was there. He was in the team. The one. So I'm quite excited about that, quite buzzing. So when I go round to now picking, this is going to ask me to log in, I think, isn't it? When I go round to actually picking my SD11, I haven't done that yet this game week. I have definitely already pre-programmed a bunch of teams. I have limited cards. I will be doing a D5 entry this week as well. So global, I'm going D5 to 2. I'm buffed out in global. That's what I always go for. You don't need me to remind you of that. It is the premier competition. The podium is the fattest. The podium is the juiciest. It's the one I want to be going for me personally. Because if I am going to, when all these things hit, you just want the biggest payout. That's just my strat. It's not that sophisticated, but hey ho. So when it comes to SD11, I get a chance to kind of step back and kind of look objectively. I'm not thinking about captains and pairs and regions and whatever. It's just the best 11 cards I've got. I always look forward to it. I hope you guys do it at home as well, because I think it's a great kind of exercise, for lack of a better word, for just decision making. Who would you pick over who, if it was like a real team, or just gives you another setting to maybe compare people with and get the answer. So Slovak, for example, I do find it hard to put him as my best goalkeeper with Yokohama, because Yokohama can score goals. Whereas Titan we should play, but New England are dangerous in front of goal. Running away with the Eastern Conference at the moment. And Gerbic, I think, could play for Lille. I don't know Lille's fixture off the top of my head, and this hasn't updated yet. What I was thinking about was Joe Hart. When Celtic signed Joe Hart, he was like fitting on his toes already, and he played right away. So I'm thinking Gerbic is definitely in a better situation than Joe Hart in terms of, like, you know, in preparation to play a football match tomorrow. So I can imagine Gerbic starting quite easily. So he might be a good one for SD11, so I'll have the sub to fall back on. Matt Turner at home at Cincinnati, I think, has to be the fixture of the week, really. Just because of the way that the teams both are at the moment. Odysseus has got a great fixture as well, Gil Vicente. But his average score this game week is 48, so maybe they are a wee bit more goal dangerous rather than the team we seen last week, because the expected score was just much, much higher, so 66 or something. Schubert's got a good game. All Blacks definitely got a good game. Elche. I'm going to go All Black, actually. Does he put All Black on the bench? Okay, I can live with that. I'll deal with it later, mate, if it really bugs me later on, if I do really convince myself of it somehow. So at the back, I think Hakimi has to be in the best team. I've got Tio Hernandez as well. Brooks Lennon away to Washington. Maybe a good game for him. Matarita's on good form. I've got so many good defenders, man. Koke Machida, Van Dijk. Do you know what I think? I'm just going to pick the sexiest three, right? So I'm going to go right CB Hakimi, CB Van Dijk, and LCB Tio. How sick of a back three is that, really? Come on. Like, tell me, if you're playing fantasy football and that's your back three, tell me that's not pretty much the best it gets, if it's real fan, like, I love that back three. Love it. Back in front of Turner as well makes me happy. Midfield, I'll finish this, guys, and then I'll come into the live chat and see what you guys are up to, but I want to have a look at the midfield again, remind myself of the fixtures I've got, who's in form, all that kind of stuff. SoRare, Barco, both these guys are really high on my priority list. I'll probably start both of them in the centre. Is there a right kind of mid that I can play? Maybe Torres? No Renato. There's a new picture there for Renato. Leo's cards will probably be imminent. There's no Wirtz at the moment, he's injured. Alvarez I'll expect to start this game. Big Vic. Saka I think is actually on for a big match, so I'm going to put Saka in, definitely going to start. And Vortis, I know that because I've got a little rookie card from this team. They're not great, they're not crap either, but as I say, they're definitely not. Something to be feared for a guy like Saka. I can definitely get what I need out of him in a fixture like that. And as I scroll down the list, it gets less and less appealing. So I'm going to jump back up to the top. Do my centre mids, which will be Barco and SoRare. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, boom boom. Both in good form, both reliable. I know what I'm getting with them in terms of football. And then on the left, Legit I expect to play. Legit's playing in good scores, and a San Jose game's a good match for a guy like him to maybe chip in with an assist or a goal. Who else do we have? Efra, Key. No, I don't like Key's fixture. And Medina. I think NYC are going to do the Red Bulls, and I think Medina will start. So I'll go with that. If I see, I'm going to pick the bench if I see somebody that change my mind about me. I'm open to doing that. But I'm quite happy to go with that because I think, I think that's, I've already told you. Depay has to play. We have to get Depay back in the team. Vela at Vancouver. I'm not even going to say any more words. And then Furuhashi or Joseph or Jordan. The average striker against Arsenal Tula hits a 61. That is an appealing statistic, it must be said. Sorloff won't be playing. Jovic. Sane as well. I've got some good fixtures with strikers this game week, which is a good thing to spot early. Like picking 3 strikers there really easily, really quickly is a problem. Even Marcos Jr., if I think he's going to score against Slovak. But, he's not been conceding that many. I don't think he's been doing well. He's been hitting some good numbers for me. But I think I'm going to go Furuhashi. I'm going to go bias, and it's Captain Depay. That's just the rules at the club. Depay is pretty much the main man in terms of club legend status. On defence bench. Do we just put Koke and be done with it? I think it has to be Koke or Kessler. New picture for Trippier. I'm going to go Trip because just seeing next to All Black, it's cute. I was 8 points away from my first reward, Shrew. Unlucky, my man. Let me just catch up with you guys. Devastated, 0.5 away from my first ever card. Myth P. Would have got it if I made anyone else captain. Mate, they can make adjustments. I'd say I'm not counting my chickens quite yet, you know, but could get lucky. I'm only 8 points out of some stuff, as you've seen, you know. But I think by now it's almost set. If anything changes now, it's not out the complete, or you know, it's not precedent, you know. It's not new ground broken kind of thing. And then on the bench, midfield, there's a tier 3 on its way to Bradders FC this week. King Kai Wagner, captain, saving the game week. Well done, Tom. Did you see much of Furuhashi in the J League? How you liking him? I'd seen 0 of him in the J League. See, I tried to. I like J League, I like K League, but I just don't have the time for them. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I can't. I watch so much MLS. I try and watch European football as well, or I watch a fair amount of European football also. And it is just demanding, guys. There's no way. There's no two ways about getting around it. You know, I have watched it, not seen much of it. So I only ever watched like wee bits of Kashiwa like once or twice last season. Antlers, I'm going to say once, and then Kawasaki, I think twice. When I had Jermaine, I watched a wee bit of them. So anyway, it's a lot. It's a lot. Who's my bench midfielder? Come on, guys. It's going to come to me. It's not Eo Tanaka, I can tell you that right away. I think I'll just go Sangar, right? Just put it on my face. On the bench, I just want a solid bench result from him. Joseph, of course. No Jordan in the SD11 this game week. Let's get that saved. And let's see what you guys are up to. Oh, there's cancelled games, Shrew. Where? Aaron Yeoman, good to see you, my man. Tier 1 on its way to you, barring Opta Madness. Good luck, Aaron, well done. Aaron was a competition winner, you won a card, I'm pretty sure. Hope it's serving you well, buddy. Back to back Tier 2 rares from D4s and some ETH Mikey Baston. That is form. You know, I remember speaking about that recently, you know, I don't know if it was you, I do forget sometimes who the exact conversations have been with sometimes, but somebody was talking about, oh, they were just so close. And it's just, you need a wee duck to break, and then boom, you just hit a wee bit of form, and it can set you off on a great little streak, you know. That's good to hear, Mikey boy. Buzzing for you, man. Super rare with a DNP and a sub. I know, tell me about it, man. When will Beckham and Bierhoff be usable? No idea, Lucas. I was 8 points away. Oh, sorry, sure, I caught that one already. I was sore. Had I left him in, I would have. Oh, unlucky, man. Up the Joe Hart from a local club, no one personally. Yeah, Shrewsbury, of course. I think Westburg gets a run of games ahead of Bono for Toronto. Got in the starting 11 for the first time. Yeah, I think the goalkeeper situation there is so. Was it Bono that got the last game? I think he will. I think the last time I seen Westberg, was it even against Atlanta? He had an absolute howler for something recently. So if he's been dropped like in the last game week, I've missed it. But I would take that as a very positive indicator. I'm personally hoping Titon can capitalise on his opportunity, and equally I know there's a lot of people out there for Bono as well over Westburg. Leon it away to St Etienne, says Mikey Baston. It's good to know R.E. Gurbich. I've got a little other matter to tidy up. This might be, I think, potentially the final match week of the Flint Michigan Mega Bowl Series 1. I'm pretty sure this is, am I tripping? Yep. Build your lineup. Round 8. So I think we've got one more after this. This is the penultimate fixture. Let's go 3-5-2 this time. Try and put a bit more pressure on that midfield choice, because midfield is a tough thing to pick. In goals, Titon. Definitely playing Titon. He's fun. That's a good one to play there. At the back. So if any of you aren't aware, I don't want to win this because the winner gets a card that SoRare Data has sponsored the competition with, and I don't want to win it. It feels kind of like underhanded. So I always like to try and make these teams a bit more fun. I think I'll try and play like Scottish players and stuff like that, or little kind of themes. Maybe guys that have all came back from injury or are all kind of young guys that might get off the bench. We've only had 8 rounds thus far, but I've tried to keep these teams a wee bit more interesting. Just like, oh yeah, got that guy on the pitch somewhere doing something for me. That's always a nice feeling. When it contributes towards a win. Like Sebastian Abiyaga, I've bought him. I thought I needed him, but I've not even used him yet. But yeah, I think we'll go with the Scottish lads. So we'll go with Hendry and Wilson. And then on the left we'll put Gutman, since he is technically ex-Celtic also. So that's a little kind of thing there. In midfield, who's some good guys that maybe get some fixtures we wouldn't punt on SO5, but they could actually score pretty well in. Maybe Grujic. I don't know if he'll play or not, but that'll be interesting to see. Certainly Dorsch, I suppose. Pardon me. Akhmetov, I'm happy to go if he started the season well. Frankie Amaya, it's a derby. It's a little bit of a hedge, I suppose, in case the result doesn't go the way I'd like it to, but I'm not really thinking that's even worth a consideration. Pozuelo Miami, I think he's been rested for this game and I expect him to tear him a new hole. Paredes, because he's Paredes, doesn't get played enough for how good he is, and just because he's 16, I was just kind of think, oh, he's probably going to get rotated, and he's been out the last match, but I expect him to come. I might not play him this game week, but I do expect him to have like a game or so out and go from there. And then my front two is going to be Jordan Larson, of course. And do we just pair him with Furuhashi, or do we pair him with Depay? No, I'm going to do Jordan Larson, Furuhashi. Let's find somebody that's a bit more different. Oh, Werner, Jovic, Falcao. Who are they playing? Falcao and Larson. What a front two that is, by the way. No subs. Did I pick a captain? Oh, I've still got another midfielder I picked on. I only picked 4. Yeah, because I thought I was doing. I forgot about that. One more midfielder into this team. Paredes is going to give us our width. I'm not going to mess with jiggering about. Let's just throw Aronson in there. And we'll call it Captain Gutman. Since he can come up with a 70, why not? Lineup is saved. Awesome possum. I'm hoping Klinsmann doesn't take the starting goalkeeper spot off Bond early after the man of the match. I think Bond quite firmly is, the number 1 choice, but they do like to keep their keepers active, And also, guys, I don't know if you've really checked this out, right? But see, if you go and check out, I'm not going to do it on the stream because whenever I open flash scores, we get a bit of a lag. See, if you go and check out the MLS fixtures for the remainder of the season, there's 2 games a week practically for like the rest of time, all the way to the end of the season, and then it's playoffs, which are still like a good like head count of matches and utility for us, and then in like January, February it's like their Champions League, so typically it might be different next year, I'm not aware. So anyway, you get the point being. So there will be the odd kind of goalkeeper that might come in for a game or 2 perhaps, and it's just like give that guy a breather, doesn't need to travel all the way around the country, maybe has a wee knock or something's a wee bit tight. Injury prevention is really big in those kind of settings, but it is so like travel intense, because they do need to sit on planes and go, well, there's just other things involved, So I think I'm up to 12 teams in this game week, and World of Football Tips, you won the Nagby. Yes, you did, World of Football Tips, I remember. Not really, sorry, I missed something somewhere. Talking of garbage, guess who peed his pants when his £14 purchase? Oh, have you got a garbage, Mikey? Fucking brilliant, son. I'm just dropping in. You've probably not missed too much now. I was on mute for the first like 4 minutes. Monologuing. Evening, Chrissy. Good to see you, my man. He helps me to a tier 1 tonight. Boom. You did get 40 points. It's something. It's Nagby, but you knew he would get you. Worst case scenario, 40 points. He's always going to play in a big game. In Columbus now, every game's a big game for them. They need to get points on the board. But as you'll see, guys, we've got 4 teams in Global All-Star, and no, we don't have D1, but in D5. We've got 2 under 23s. There's no Van der Veer this game week. Champion Europe, we've got 2 teams. Challenger 1, Champion America 2, and Champion Asia 1. So it's a really busy game week. I don't even know how many super rares I've got out. I think I might have 4 or 5 super rares. 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 I might have 4 the goalkeeper ability for maybe another team or two, but I've had headaches all up and down. So what I'm going to have a quick wee gander over with these now. Doesn't sound like something Connie would do. What's that? Leave it on mute. Bob Flynn, good to see you, my man. Boom. Let's have a look at the head counts and the prize pools and all this kind of stuff. So Global All Star is the bread and butter of the club. Division 2, let's say that gets up to 300 between now and deadline, right? Let's say it goes up to 300. Wow, still better than 10%. That's good. So tier 2 super rares, which is, oh Jesus, could we aim for top 5? Oh, top 5, we get tier 1 supers, that's decent. And then a star super U20, no, it's all star. Oh, halfway through this I just tricked myself into thinking this was U23s. But Global All Star, yeah, that is so fantastic. Star super at the top, tier 1s for top 5, yes please. Tier 2's back to 19, I can definitely deal with that. And then tier 3's back to 47. So that's a really good prize I want to be going for, definitely. And that's even if it gets to 300, it might not. Let's say it goes up to 2,000 entries here. 137 for a tier 2 rare. Okay, that kind of works. Star rares, where are we getting them back to? 26. Oh yes. Ding ding ding. Tier 1 rares back to 96. What is going on? 96 places for tier 1s. That is incredible, man. And then 400 tier 3s down here at the bottom of D4, which is cool. And if you get one, brilliant. Thresholds are there, unaltered as per. Star rares for 13 spots is pretty healthy as well, and that's probably going to go up to about 9,000 entrants. So global, I'm really happy with the payout kind of ratios, and I'll examine the actual contents, I think, before we get into the teams of some of them as well, because what we might find, for example, is when we look at this, 102 entrants. Let's say that goes up to 110. Oh, very free for a super. Top 13 tier 2. So it is only really a tier 2 we can be shooting for there. Again, it's a pretty shit D2. Because, you know, you can't say I'm aiming for a tier 1 because it's first or second. That is some aim, you know. But top third, you're going to get something. That's definitely worth consideration. So I suppose that is just, I can live with that, I think, just about. D3 star rares back to 9, tasty. Tier 1's back to 30, lovely. Yeah, okay. The D3's actually really good looking. And then the D4, 1600, say it goes up to 18. Wow, 210 spots. Star rare's back to 4th, tier 1's back to 14th. The D3 in U23s is defo the prime prize pool, I think. You know, obviously it's rares rather than supers or whatever, but yeah. Champion Europe is an interesting one, so I want to have a look at that. Then we'll have a look at some of the contents of, or even let's have a look at Champion America D3 is one I'll be taking quite seriously, I suppose. Okay, Champion Euro D3, 357 entrants. It's probably going to be up to about 400 or so. Star rares for top 5. That's a bit harsh, man. Top 20 for tier 1s. That's decent, I suppose. Star rares, we're talking Kimmies, we're talking Neymars, we're talking Allison, Courtois and Louis, All Black, Alfie, Awesome and Tony, Martinez, Chiesa, Cherky. It's a good pool to be pulling from. Top 5 is going to get something out of that pool. I don't think there's, you know, I think maybe Osman is maybe the one you'd probably be the most disappointed to get. But he's still, you know, he's still Osman. Depends on your standpoint, but I'd still love a Cruz. I'd love any of these cards, like I really would. Excuse me. Global All Star, but it's in the star rare category. We've got a Neymar, we've got Allison, Courtois, Louis, Alfie, Van der Vert's there, Gravenberch is there, Awesome and Cruz, Martinez, same kind of guys again. Noah Lang. That's a much better price pool. Safanov, Maxi. There is more here that you can done with, but there's our boy Goretzka, Trent, Delict, Manny. Is this star rares? This is star rares and global. That's fucking some prize pool. Vela. You know, it is like top guys by and large. Haller. I know I'm skipping by tons of others, right? But there's plenty. Look how big this pool is, and they're all like. If anyone's in here inappropriately, like this would be a goalkeeper or something that's probably broken, but otherwise, you know, guys are worth money. The performers, you know, it's good cards, man. So I like the RNG chances this game week for sure. If you get in that star category to pull something tasty, especially if you're coming from like the top of a division. Let's have a look at Global All-Star Supers. What were we aiming for really? Tier 2s and Tier 1s? Not stars, of course, I don't really think. Oh no, I think there is in Global, yeah, there is a star. Okay, so Tier 2s, we're looking at some MLS action, Van Ginkel, Medina would be okay. Nothing is particularly jumping out to me here. Is overly attractive. Books, of course, Miles Robinson would be nice. Tier 1, the goalkeeper, both the goalkeepers at the top I suppose would be okay for Tier 1 Supers. João Paulo would be brilliant, so would Room. Thomas Henry, let's see what happens with him. Jonathan Bond, Krapal, some good goalkeepers to get at SR level here. Joseph, Pozuelo, Jordan Larson, Brozovic, Yarborough, Bo. This is Supers, isn't it? Yeah, Tier 1 Super Rares and Global. Yeah, I'm excited to get in amongst that for sure. Under 23s, let's have a look at the Tier 1 Supers. No, we're aiming for Tier 2 Supers. Seque? I've heard a lot of good things about him. Sangar, Tomori, Pepe, Caden Clark, Georgi Mihailovic, De Fuentes. What pool is this? Tier 2, yeah, all about that, man. Tier 2 Supers, man, they get me excited this game week. No problemo. I like watching you struggling picking players. Mine is he playing? Yes. You're in the team. Come on, I'm just lurking around. That's no problem, man. Have fun. Hope you're having a good time here. Excited for D5. Right, well, we started D5. Let's have a wee check at this. Let's have a look at the prize pool, right? And then we'll leave the prize pools alone. So, I'm expecting the same kind of layout as we kind of have across the other ones to follow suit into D5, like we do here. But we're getting star rares back to 4th, so it's very similar to Global All-Star D4 in that respect. And we're not getting quite, you know, the 600 tier 3s or whatever. But it's a smaller prize pool, and we'll see how that pans out. This is my team that will debut in D5. We've went with Maximenko in goals. We've got Rasmus Christensen. We've got Luka Sucic. We've got Arsene Zakarian. And we've got Captain Jordan Larson. We have exactly 3 Larsons in 3 colours over 3 seasons. I am already saving up for next year as we speak. And I'm buzzing, man. Absolutely buzzing. What I've got a video coming out that kind of talks a wee bit more about what I've tried to do with my first kind of little teams that I'm bounding about with. Sorry guys, the kids are going mental. I'm going to need to put a stop to that. Wait 2 seconds. Hi Karimba. Right. So the D5 itself. Sorry guys, I beg your pardon. Let's get back into it. I've tried to build around 2 different kind of little angles, but for the now we've only got 1 division, and for me it's just a bit more about let me just get the best 5 that I can get out. So I'm not really worried about stacks and combos or whatever. But you can see there's probably a little theme you can see there between the guys I've got there already. But I think I could do really well. I don't really care about what it wins or what it doesn't win. I was really happy to pick all these cards up for details, for reasons that will be in due course detailed to you guys. I don't want to kill you with it tonight. But yeah, really good looking team. The Larson is the primary instigator. I was always going to get that. When I seen the Zakarian, you know, for what I was already thinking at the time, I was like, yes, that's a great limited card for me to buy. I'm never going to buy as rare. I've got no needs or space or money to buy it with. But unlimited of a guy like that, yeah, give me it, man. No problem. So yeah, really buzzing for that team. Well, we work our way up, right? So Global All-Star D4. I need the ETH. I've not hit ETH in a couple of weeks. I tried to go with a Bully Boy team the other game week. I think I did pull in the ETH last weekend, but a few of the midweeks I've kind of dropped the ball or whatever, so the weekends are important. I think Navas plays. I think Nubo might play. I can see I've not used him yet. And then the rest of the team there, I expect them all to do well for me, and they could all kind of spring a surprise with their fixtures, like Sangar. His scores are kicking on a bit. Again, similar to Wanyama, those players that just need to get themselves into a rhythm where they start bossing the games, getting into tempo. It'll be easier for Sangar at PSV. It's a much easier situation to be in. But that's starting to happen now with Wanyama in Montreal, which is lovely. Kamada against Augsburg should have a better game than he did against Dortmund last week. It's equally the same with Werner against Arsenal. Miles Robinson's in good form, and Keylor Navas I think will start, not definite, but if he doesn't and it underpins one team, I'd rather it was my Global All-Star D4 than a Champion Euro team, if that makes sense. Probably does, because it's not rocket science, I suppose. But I suppose we've now got Garbage moved, and it's worth punting on Garbage playing. I've seen him at training, he's looking good. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else I've got as maybe had a recent development change like that, you know. But no, I think I've got Nubo, who apparently missed that game during the week with the shits, so I don't know if he's back for the Lons game or not. Maybe you guys know. I do have another Horvath. I've got two of them. It's widely anticipated that he will play. And I think it is just maybe down here the Garbage, the Mulan, who hasn't kicked a ball yet. Yeah, so I'll probably just leave Navas because I think he's got a good chance of playing, and yada yada. So that's my little D4. We're then going to ramp it up. We're going into D3. Timo captain is risky. Nah, Timo can get assists. Timo can go and miss a big chance and then get 2 assists in the game and a couple of key passes and entries into the box and stuff like that. You know, Werner can get the points. Werner can get the points. I know he can. And against Arsenal, maybe he will. Who knows? Time we'll see. Especially with Rom coming in. What if he's played? I said this when Werner came into Chelsea, and I can't remember when. I just said it on air or whatever. But when Werner signed for Chelsea, you've got to do one of two things. You either, and this is before obviously signing Lukaku, you either have to play a Poulsen next to him and let him do the kind of thing that he does at Leipzig, which was just roam left to right and look for the pocket in behind fullbacks, and the team would break on that pocket. And then you'd have a target man to play in there with him, so you need to play like a Giroud or a Lukaku type. Or you go full Leipzig and you coach everyone how to play like full Leipzig way, and then you can just work it and play any kind of formation. And none of those things can happen, but Tuchel kind of does understand Werner a lot more, and I think you're going to see a lot of Werner at Chelsea unless he does something catastrophic or someone really does oust him out the team. But I think it's Werner's spot to lose, and I think he's going to be motivated after winning the Champions League. I've always been a big fan of the guy, and yeah, I think he's got it. He's got the minerals. You know, he does the right things to score points. That's the key as well. He might not be doing it now. You might not have seen him do it on SoRare, but I know he can do those things because I've seen it. This is my D3. Odysseus retains his place in the D3 lineup. He's maybe kind of ousted Oblak potentially. You know, he's a really strong team that should do well clean sheet wise. He's number 67 as well, which being at a Lisbon club, that's a nice kind of wee quinky dink that I've happened upon there. You know, Mancini's back in action. I think I need to check out that 26 actually where that was. Can we maybe drop Mancini for? Yeah, I've got tons of options. Who would you drop Mancini for? This is D3 actually. Oh, I don't actually have loads of options. This is D3. I was thinking this was D4 for a sec there. Who did I have in D4? It was Miles Robinson, wasn't it? I'd definitely just call him up. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring somebody else into this team. I'm not taking that risk. Miles Robinson, Washington are quite good now actually. Teze, will Teze play, guys? Just realised the extent of my selection headache. 4 MLS players out on yellow card suspensions. Tom, that is a killer. Could be Atletico Madrid. Quinny said Trippier has had a new photo. Oh yeah, did they say there's a new club or a new club? Brilliant. SoRare value. What was the hint with the new club? I've not been on Twitter since we started streaming. Just saw that. Who are we thinking? Ren. Oh yeah, Ren was kind of leaked already. Anyway, you know, somebody got an email for a Santa Maria, and somebody got an email for I can't remember, but it was a clear Rennes player. It was Rennes shirt and everything, so I think it is Rennes actually. Struver, Fontas, Pozuelo, Pulido and Russell in my D5 pop plan. That's a nice D5. Hope to see you at the top of the leaderboard, Bobby boy. Me and you too, buddy. Waiting for gas to drop a bit and depositing more for limited skill. I'm not rushing to, check the video I did on limited to see my kind of thoughts in that. I'm not in a rush to go and buy every one of they're not Pokemon. You know what I mean? You don't need to get them all. There's no rush. There is 1,000 of every player. I'm just going to get something to play with now and go from there. And I highly recommend, because guys, there's very little known about the makeup of the gameplay, the rewards pool, etc. We've not seen all the divisions, we've not seen all the regions, so act appropriately is all I'll say towards that. I suppose, do we put IB Agate in, by the way? Give that boy his use. He will play. Vancouver are as good a team as you want for your defenders to be playing, I suppose. Kemar Lawrence in Miami could be interesting. He came off the bench, I think he starts that game. At home at Salt Lake for Danny Wilson. It's an okay fixture. Your Brooks Lennon, he's used somewhere else. Miles Robinson is definitely looking the prime candidate. Jack Hendry. Mbemba's giving me a Machida. Such a tough decision. Yeah, I think I'll just pull Miles Robinson up. I think that is the easiest thing to do, because he will do well against Washington. Yeah, I can get behind that. Captain Furuhashi, super rare Medina. Now, I've clicked into that team. I'm going to go fix this D4, then I'll go back to it, okay? But I'm quite happy with that team. Yeah, Kamada, Sangar, Werner. I do want this team to be strong, I suppose. Did I put... I think Gutman could get a good score against NYC, but it's just the goals conceded thing going against you could be killer. Let me actually... See what I've done? Is I've just went and... I've dropped Mancini, right, without even checking why he did shit. I think I seen he come off the bench or something. So I don't know if that's Mourinho taking the piss with the fixture or whatever. They won 2-1 away to Trabzonspor. He played 90 minutes. Why did he play shit? Fouls, goals conceded, possession lost, duel lost. It was a shit game. I don't know if Mourinho will. Big chance missed. Oh, that's harsh, man. We could have scored a goal. Oh, actually, why am I even fucking about with that? Mancini plays. Get Miles Robinson back in here. No, I'm happy with that. Miles, you're coming back here, son, with the D4 lads. You're going to do your part here for the club. I don't know why, but I had it in my head that Mancini only played like the last 15 minutes or something. I thought that's dodgy, maybe Mourinho doesn't like him. But no, his big chance missed and goes away and fucking all that shit, so it is a suppressed score, which I can live with. Medina, I think, is going to play against NYC. I think the team you've seen play the Mexican team about a week ago, I think that'll be very, very similar to the team that we see play the Red Bulls. Kyogo Furuhashi and Larson is a dream striking partnership for the club. Larson's got decisives against this team in the last 2 fixtures, which is lovely. Furuhashi is Furuhashi. I don't even know who Celtic are playing. Don't even know who we're playing. Furuhashi is captain. He is in my D3. That's kind of where at the moment I am with Furuhashi on my SO5. Like, I'm just playing him. Now, with the D2, howdy, high five, good to see you, my man. Luca Calabrese, my man, good to see you. Where's Mr. Jack? Jack Hendry's not been picked. XMK, you think that Tezzy will play? That's good to know. I'm sure we'll regret saying that come Sunday. As an Arsenal fan, I have to say Big Ron puts the fear in me, but Werner not so much. The problem you've got with Werner is that he will be playing on the left side, which means he's on the opposite end of the pitch from Tierney. and that is always going to give Chelsea an advantage. That you don't have Kieran Tierney at every position, you know. So, so I've went with Slovic over Titon in goals. I just think he's got the form. Titon got a clean sheet, didn't do much if you look at the stats. So I'm happy to go with Jakub Slovic, the most underrated goalkeeper in the J League. Matarita is a baller of a defender. What a great tier 2 or tier 3 reward he was a long way time ago. But he can get around 60 points without a decisive, no problem at all, even without a clean sheet in that Cincinnati team. Legit getting a 53 midweek is nice, and on top of a decisive, that could be a good score for me this game week. Arturo Isaka is the man. He's a legend of the club. He's making a push for the Hall of Fame, along with Joseph. Captain Joseph really needs to turn up. Captain Joseph hasn't dropped me an 80. He's not dropped me a 90 or a 100. He's not showed up to the party yet, and I'm hoping this could be the game week away at Washington, because Washington are quite open, and I think it's going to suit Barco, Moreno, Araujo. I think these guys are going to have space and yards to run into, and I think it's going to be a fun match. I hope it's on the TV and I don't need to fuck about with it too much. But that is my D2. It is. There's no Europeans in it. I did have, or I could put Hakimi in here. I could put anyone in this team, but I really do think best super rare strike goalkeeper, one of my best defenders, probably a solid enough midfield duo that I want to play at this level, and then Big Joseph up front. It's just my firepower. I'm really happy with the way that's built, and with the prize pool as well, it's quite a good allocation of resources, I would say, as well, because like I'm looking at Global Div 2, yeah, we've got supers and we've got stars, tier 1's up to 5, great for the top 5. We've really got to be hunting for that, but it's going to be a bit close to the 300 mark. Really getting top 20 is the game. You know, that's the real base aim. Get top 20, and if things are hitting, boom, 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 we push ourselves into that top 5. And we really take a claim for it. So that's my global, guys. That's my kind of main spine of my SO5 action. I know a lot of you guys love the under 23s competition, and this game week for me it's been a lot of fun picking these teams, but quite the conundrum, because I've won Brooks Lennon, and now I don't know what to think about. I've picked this team kind of in lieu. I really don't know what to think about Cabral. I've not seen anything about why he hasn't played or anything yet. I've just been kind of too damn busy, to be honest with you. So I do need to look into that a bit further. I do have some striker options, but I am really confident Paulinho will have appearance. He will appear, you know. It looks like Vargas is getting minutes, so I'll keep my eyes on that. But I think Paulinho definitely gets minutes, maybe even starts. Nemeka, hard to say at this point. If he's on the bench, I'll be happy, and that's how I'm kind of treating him this game week. But if Cabral was just purely rested for that match, he came straight into this team, and he is the best super rare under 23 forward I have at my disposal. After showing against Brentford, it would even shock me if Ainsley came in at right back. Maitland-Niles, wow. Happy Calvin YouTube channels. Oh yeah, Mikey boy, I've got that saved. I actually caught a game the other day, and I meant to message you thanking you, because it came on my fingers. Oh, that Happy Calvin thing. I highly recommend that YouTube channel Mikey's talking about. If you don't know what it is, check it out. Werner versus Chambers is a recipe for disaster, I've just realised. Tom Brady. Tom Bradley, sorry, I keep saying that. Beg your pardon. So guys, Schubert, well played. Brooks, the new reward, the tier 3 super. Brooks Lennon, the tippy top of the pool. But I was, guys, like 6 points or half a point or something daft off of the next tier. So it's only right I get the best thing in that pool. You know, I think that's good prize allocations, really. I'm quite chuffed with that. I could put Kessler in here at home to Cincy, but I really fancy, look at Lennon last game getting 99, you know. I think he's got some, I think if he goes, I think these guys go off together. I think they do, you know, quite clearly. Efra, I think will play. I think he was rested. I don't really know what they're going to do shape-wise or personnel-wise, but I think Efra definitely starts against San Jose. Because he's so good, he's so much guile, and he's very impressive. Honestly, I cannot speak highly enough. Efra, I've watched a lot of Galaxy. I've watched Galaxy in New York more than any other team easily in the last 2 months, like comfortably. And I'm trying to even think longer than that, but I'm just kind of melting now because there's been so much football on recently with the Euros and whatever else. But I've watched a lot of Atlanta, but Efra Alvarez, when he's been in the team and he's played, like he's been, especially recently as well, some of his scores reflect it, some of them don't. He's been electric on the pitch, so I expect him to play. I did make him captain. It was before the Atlanta game, so I think it's Captain Barco. I think he's kind of done the Depay in the under 23 camp. It's like it's Captain Barco, you know, because he can hit those numbers. You know what I mean, 74, 98, 73, 89. What a run he's on. It means the next score will be a low 70, maybe, but it means the next one could be 100. That's just the way numbers go sometimes. So what do we do? Well, we do Cabral. I do need to investigate. Let's put Paulinho in at the moment because he's the only guarantee for minutes. That really does diminish this team, I think, if he's going to be walking in with something like a 27. It's better than a 0, of course, but we've just about... Cabral is just about... Cost is, well, obviously not quite. We're just about look at that, 8 points. So having the 30, even the 25 before multiplier off of Paulinho, that was all he got. Oh, that would have, if we had that kind of time, you know, we had that kind of situation. Oh, that means the Vargas. I've had the Vargas at the podium. Oh, Jesus. I did have him play, but just no anticipation on the Cabral one at all. So I was talking to Findex Sam on Twitter about this today. It was a tweet he said and I responded to it. I say we were talking, you get me. And it's so hard to take these things in isolation and try and make sure you don't repeat mistakes. You're trying to learn from things. You're trying to make all the best moves possible. And it's hard to not let previous come back to you. But then I make this as my D3 team and I think, yee-ha! Tane, Machida, Tio, Acevedo, Jovalic. What a team that is. Really happy to get, you know, under 23 D3 is a division I've done really well in before. When we're on earlier in the stream, we were looking back at Trubin. We've won under 23 D4. I'm pretty sure we've won under 23 D3 as well. And it's teams like this, like they're a double defender isn't really my cup of tea, guys, but Tio and Koki is like a right and a left, a yin and a yang that I have to have this game week. Tane is the club legend, of course, as you know. Acevedo, I think, plays, and if he does play, he'll get me a great midfield super rare score. I think I'll get like it's against the Red Bulls. If he does play, I think it'll be a good match. Get a good feeling he could get something like a 50 odd or whatever, and I'll get Captain Jovalic ahead of him. Now, as I'm saying that out loud, I am aware that I am looking at somebody who's not got over 40 in the last 5 and saying I'm picking him in one of my best teams, expecting him to get over 50 if he plays. And I hear too many ifs when I say that out loud, and I want to kind of revisit this quickly and see if there's any other alternative I have to Acevedo. Now, in terms of midfield, not really. Is there a rare midfielder that I would want in ahead of him? Apparently, Weston McKennie's available for sale, so I don't know what that does to his squad status. Nikola Vlasic is back in town and can play football, apparently. That is an interesting. But then, so let's say I did that, and then lose a super rare if I put Vlasic in. So who would the super rare be that would replace Tio Hernandez? Because it's not going to be Jovalic. It's not going to be Barco, it's not going to be Efra, it's not going to be Nemeka or Kessler. Cabral's unknown, no way on Hakimi. Nope. Paulinho's a gamble already taken. Amaya should play this match that we're talking about, the derby, but I'm then go back in the Bulls against NYC. I can't really. I think Acevedo would. I can't really do that, to be honest with you. So I'm sticking with the Acevedo play. I think that's the play I make, and yeah, it's going to work. Podium dangerous, you know it. Are you entering any limited cards? Look, yes, I am. I'll give you a quick gander at it again. It was the first team we did. The limited cards. A little bit of a mixture, a little bit of a little hybrid team. Some fun cards, you know. Another Larson to add to the collection. Not got a Maximenko, it's cool to get one of him. The Christensen's cool. The Sucic, I missed out on his super rare. I fell asleep, it was like 4 in the morning or something. It went for half a coin. I was like, fuck, I'd have definitely bought that. Hey ho, and Zacharian, like, I don't even know if that's how you say it, but I'm saying it like that. Good card to get, and Jordan Larson, of course, goes into the three shades of Jordan that I've got. Now, Champion Euro, guys, I've done probably what, on paper, has always been the obvious play to make, but this is the team I'm playing. It is the stereotypical, atypical Barcelona Champion Euro mainstays. All Black, Trippier, Hakimi, SoRare and Depay. It is the oldest team known to man. It is the most kind of decent-ish players that you can just walk on the platform with no knowledge and go, okay, he looks okay, and kind of pick. And I've kind of always had them since the SoRare's a wee bit different, so I've got the 1 of 100 now, but blah blah blah. We do have a lot of good options across the board, but none are amazing. And I think both my super rare defenders are, this whole double defender thing, it might grow on me this game week depending on what happens. But Trippier, I think he'll start at home to Elche. Is a great fixture for him. Hakimi away to Brest, great fixture potentially for him. I think it will be. And then we've got SoRare, who takes pens and all the rest of it. You know his scores, you know what he's all about. And Depay at Barca. Bilbao's a tough game, but Depay at Barca. Champion Euro. So I think that's actually got a decent chance of going quite far. I don't remember the D3 Champ Euro prize pool. Let's have a wee gander at that. So Champ Euro D3, 360. Let's say it goes up to 400. Star Rare's back to 5th, isn't it? Oh yeah, but the prize pool is it was really lean but good, wasn't it? Well, I wonder what's in the tier 1s, right? So that's kind of what you're really aiming for, or what I'm really aiming for when I enter this. Marquinhos, Salah, Neuer, Goretzka, Immobile. Yeah, I can get Muller, Mane. Tier 1s, guys. Theo Hernandez. Oh my god. I'm going to faint. Jesus. Sane, Dybala. What a tier 1 that is, by the way. That is incredible. What is in tier 2? Pavard? Bro. Modric? Nope. Casemiro? Tier 2? This is amazing. Koundé, Icardi, Hazard, Rodrigo, yeah, Odegaard. These rares. It's D3, isn't it? So, yeah, of course. I don't know. I've done it touch up a few times tonight. I've just pure. Brahim Diaz. That would be nice. Okay, even with the rares, of course. And then if you go to even the bottom end of the pool isn't that bad, man. A Benacer, Rafael Leao, Morata. These are towards the bottom of the pool. Wow. So I'm really happy. Yeah, double defender. It might grow on me this game week. It might become the Champion Euro play. Double super rare defense, perhaps, because defenders are the cheapest position. Maybe that becomes the strat. In D4, I'm sure I've got a decent team as well. Yeah, all good fixtures. I'm quite happy with these guys that they'll play and do well. My goalkeeper and my defender are both at home, which I love. Sané's at home, Torres is at home, which is cool. I'm going to need to deal with Max Philip being away, but Hertha Berlin, for I've been paying decent attention to the German league for probably the last 5 or 6 years. Hertha Berlin have been nothing but problematic, very leaky at the back. So as much as Wolfsburg, a lot of these other big German teams, a lot of them are very much in the wilderness now in terms of re-establishing some sort of dominant kind of pattern in the league. Frankfurt done well recently, but anyway, point being, this is a good game even to be in the away team in. City at home to Norwich. Torres, if he starts again false 9, I think that could be a great score. Sané almost certainly starts against Cologne, and I think again he'll do good for us. So that might actually do pretty well also. So I'm quite buzzing about my Champion Euro entries. Normally, last game week anyway, I wasn't that buzzing about them, but now I am this game week, and I hope that we're going to see a net result from that. Bellerin seems to like a game against Chelsea, so who knows? Yeah. Just catching up on that stuff there, guys. Awesome. So, and then in Challenger, I put the Vlasic in, made him captain, but I've just kind of put a team in for the sake of putting a team in. So really, whatever this team does is a bonus, They're all good cards. Don't want to not use them. Horvath is expected to play. It allows me to play Odysseus in D3. I don't need to play Odysseus in D3. I could play him there, but I'd rather Odysseus in D3. Champion America, D3. So I've went quite decent with this. I wanted to put some good eggs in this basket because, seeing I got to this point in building my teams, I'm looking at it and I'm like, fucking hell, man. How have I not got Pozuelo and Vela in a global team? And it's really hard to put them in because of how good my global teams already are. I already put Werner in up front, and I've got got really good makeup already over there. I don't have any much need to disrupt it. So I'm going in with a really stonking Champion America team. Turner, Pozuelo and Vela. 3 false super rares in the spine, and then my actual super rares, rock solid defender Kessler, and consistent scorer Grandsir, who has a chance of popping off. So I could win this division finally, even though this is one of the divisions I do treat with a bit of disdain because I'm not really, don't want to just, I'll win Champion America cards gladly, but I buy those top end MLS cards to compete in global and under 23, so kind of feels like a bit like, oh, I'm playing them in America. But same with the Challenger guys. I don't buy Challenger cards to play Challenger. I buy Champion cards to probably play Champion. I've kept Depay to play Champion undoubtedly. Van Dijk and Werner, I'm kind of on the fence with playing them between D3s and regions, whatever. But we'll see as the season goes on. The return of Captain Sean Johnson. We're going to keep him captain until he wins me something. Is basically what's happening now. Champion America D4. Again, I'm just going for guys that I think are going to play and can play well on top of that. I'm expecting rotation to be around the place, but I'm just going to try and pick steady Eddie solid guys as much as I can, and it's basically won me in Champion America D4 this week anyway, with a team quite similar to this, like a tier 3 rare or something, and if that's what it wins when it doesn't hit, then that's brilliant, because when it does hit, then hopefully it's something a bit more appealing. And then the final team, guys, I'll be walking you through tonight is my Champion Asia. So it's just bits and bobs. My one of my rewards from last week comes into the team. So this team here, guys, right, the Machida must have cost me like 18 quid or something. The Osaka about, I don't know, let's say 50 quid. And then the other 3 cards are rewards. And that's the stage I always wanted this Asia to get up to, is like a little seed of investment, if you like, for lack of a better term, and just plodding away, maybe pick something up here, pick something up there. Oh, with an Asian card I can't really sell, or there's not much. That's actually a decent striker. There's not really much point in selling him for the ETH he's worth, but he'd be much more valuable if I had something around him, and I've been able to capitalise on that with the guys. Like the little kind of footprint I bought in Asia. So let's see what happens this game week. Now Koke and Osaka, the form they're in, they could be getting to global teams, but not this game week. It's just far too busy. The dream is eventually that it's just all rewards, making more rewards. In terms of the Asia, just the the regions where you don't want to spend all your time and attention on. For you it might be America, for some people it'll be Asia, for some people it'll be Challenger Europe. The special weekly is Serie A clubs, and no, I can't do that, so that one's not for me. I have also, guys, as well, I picked up a super rare the other day. I picked up a super rare, can you believe it? Giacomakis, that's how you say it. Giacomakis. Hope he signs for Celtic. If he signs for Celtic and he plays up front with Furuhashi, that could be a duo of absolute pain. I would only be playing both of those guys in Global All-Star D3. That's the only place I would put them. That would be my strike partnership, super rare, GG, rare Furuhashi, captain Furuhashi, and then get the best fucking 3 to go behind them. That's good. And if he signs for Celtic, that's going to be my strategy until I get another Celtic kind of little spine going on there. And I'm so excited about how this is panning out. If he signs up, absolutely made. We got some good rewards last week, you maybe seen already. And here's our limited cards. So I picked up like 12. I'll show you what they are. And then I'll livies and leavies for the evening, guys, okay? But As you see, there's a wee bit of a theme going on. There's a lot of red. That's not deliberate, to be honest with you. I didn't really mean to buy the Jason, to be honest. I was putting bids about, just I'll just track these things, and nobody outbid me on the Jason, so I ended up getting them for £9, which is cool, and it is what it is. But hey ho, magic guys. I hope you've enjoyed the stream tonight. I'm looking for. Oh, actually, last thing we'll do before we leave. What super rare am I going to get jammy enough to pull this game week? Let's refresh this SoRare data page. Just make sure I'm still in the prizes. Yakumakis. Okay, cool. XMK, good catch, man. Thank you. Do you think is good value forward for champion Euro, mate? Who do you think? Joe. It depends. No, it depends what budget you're in, man. I think like I bought Timo Werner for half a coin. ETH was cheaper than what it is now, and I thought that's a great price for a starting champion rare forward who is at a big team. Yada yada yada. So, but again, if you got half a coin for a forward, I or no, well then it's not good value for you. So it's kind of hard to say. I think you want to be finding players like. There's a guy who's just left to go to Saudi, funnily enough, right? But there's a guy called Amin Yunus who had a Napoli card last season, went to Frankfurt, and he did actually pretty decent at Frankfurt. Played most weeks, had some decisives and all the rest of it. But you want to find some cheap backdoor entries into Champion Europe. I think when you're brand new and you're building your first kind of team, especially with like strikers and attacking midfielders, those types of guys, because buying the established ones that get issued with the club, they're always going to have a price. I think Moussa Dembele at Lyon might be going underpriced at the moment. I've not looked at him for a little while, but Slimani isn't playing. I don't think the guy Bosch likes Slimani. I think he likes Dembele, and even though they've not been hitting yet, it doesn't matter because when they hit, like he's going to be the striker. So Dembele might be cheap at the moment. I've not looked at his price recently, but situation wise, sentiments against him. Tier 3 super, right? Let's see what we're going to get for the Tier 3 super. It's the only prize pool I can really check with these because we've looked at prize pools quite a lot tonight, I feel. And it was under 23 D2, wasn't it? Yeah. What a realistic budget for unlimited cards that can challenge for. Lewis, there's absolutely no answer to that at the moment, unfortunately, because we've not even like had the game week itself. So, is it Tier 3? It's a Tier 3 super we're getting, isn't it? Tier 3 super rare, and it's under 23 D2. Under 23 super rare Tier 3. I don't know the first 4, 5. First 6 guys I don't know. Then we get Ominami. Oh, it's quite a rough pool this week. Atencio. I want Atencio. I definitely want Atencio. I suppose I'd maybe live with the Koga, sorry. And Dominami, I suppose, sentiment wise, I could live with that, but I want Atencio so far. He's clearly my favourite out of this pool. Would be Atencio. Drew Yearwood would be okay. Just again, kind of sentiment around him. Francesco Lo Celso, I got a wee bit, so I was like, oh, Lo Celso? I don't really know many in this pool. This is quite a weak pool this midweek. Not much in here yet. I think Atencio is the one I desire the greatest. And there was 1 or 2 names there that, yeah, okay, like Koga, the Ominami, Danny Let, this guy, I think he plays a bit, I think. But Atencio, I think this Tony Lato is decent, by the way. Veselinovic, Ominami, yeah, I don't really know many of these guys, man, so hopefully there's somebody better to get than Atencio, but I'd be quite content with Atencio. Oh yeah, Hatsusi. Oh yeah, this guy, I reckon he's a good way. Hatsusi. Oh yeah, I'd be happy with that for a Tier 3. No problem. 24. U23 pool. Interesting. Is he U23 eligible, I take it? I hope that's... Yeah, okay, he's U23 eligible still. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, cool. Let's take him then. That's who we want. Magic. Guys, thanks a lot for joining us this evening. I hope you enjoyed the limited cards video that dropped out the other day. I'm not actually. Oh, I meant to say this right at the beginning, guys. You're not gonna see me. I'm not gonna be here, guys, for the next, like, I don't know, like 10 days or a week or something like that. Like, I'm just gonna be out of here. Yeah. So I'm gonna be probably finishing up a few things I've been trying to make for you over the last like week or so. I've been so super busy, so much going on now. Hopefully I get this polished up over the weekend and I'll pre-pro. Oh, yeah, definitely meant to say this at the beginning of the stream. Gonna have, if I get everything done, I'll have them all pre-programmed. I'll drop you a little message on YouTube, let you know what day and time and what the program list is, if you like. If you like that, when you see it, if you just actually hit that little post, and I know all people do, like, see that, and you know, you can take it in. It's not just lost in your app, and it's and then yeah, like and blah blah blah, all that good stuff. I hope you have a good game week, guys. I hope all you at home do as best as you possibly can. I hope the prize pool and the Optagods rewards are all good to us all. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one. If you're not watching this live, about to come on screen now. It's some other stuff I've made YouTube thinks you might like.